What's up, guys? Welcome to a new video. My name is Joop from the Clips, aka Macaroni with the Cheese, and I got a brand new video for you guys today. So we have a few subjects that we're gonna explain. We're gonna talk about election year, which stocks and sectors did great in 2023. We're gonna talk about generative AI. And yeah, we have a few subjects that we're gonna tackle. So first of all, the S&P 500 is at 5,026. That's a new all-time high because we had passed the all-time high of January 2022. We got the dollar is at 104, and I think we could see some lower levels because it's been respecting this trend line, as you can see. So it could touch here and then go all the way down. Yeah, so the fear and greed index is at 78. That's mean extreme greed. That's mean everyone is in the green, very positive, very happy. The portfolio is doing it great. But most of the time, that's also a moment when the market is going to do a correction of a few percent and then continue. So we have to wait and see. So the first subject that I want to talk about with you guys is year performance. Which sectors did it great? Well, the year performance of technology obviously did it great, 45%. Then we got community services, 39%. And on number 3, we got consumer cycles, 16%. And there also are a few sectors that didn't do it very well. That is utilities, very bad, -10. Real estate, -8. And then basic material, -2. So we got 3 top performers: technology, the Nvidias, the Meta, the Tesla, the Googles, AMD, community services, and the consumer cycles. So those are basically the sectors that did it pretty obviously great. And in my previous videos, I already show you how much percent they did in comparison with the S&P 500. So with that being said, we have to be prepared for the next cycle. So as you can see, back in 1960, we had the mainframe. That was when the computer were new. They were new. The IBMs, the HP, and then in 1980, in the 80s, that's my year, 84 to be exact, we had the PC, we had the Intel, the HP. So every 10 years, there's a new cycle going on. Then we had networking. Think about your Cisco's. In the 90s, Ericsson, the telephone, Nokia. And then we had the desktop, also known as Web 1.0. There was the 2000 bubble. Then there was the Facebook, the contacts with your people. And then in 2010, the mobile internet. We had internet on our cellulars. And then in 2020, we had cloud, software as a service, your Salesforce, Microsoft, Amazon, AWS. And now we're in the period of generative AI, artificial intelligence. And then you have to think about the guys of Google, Meta, Nvidia, Microsoft, AMD, Adobe. So we're currently in the next bubble from 2020 until 2030. So that's the main reason why you see a lot of these stocks are making money and are basically soaring. Think about your Meta, think about your Nvidia, think about your AMD, because those are those workhorses that pretty much have to deliver those chips for those companies to flourish. And that's the reason why you see your Nvidia is doing it great. You got your Nvidia is around $721. Back in October 2022, it was around $100, $140. So you got your Net Cloud is doing it great. You got your Amazon, you got your AMD, also have to deliver chips. They basically are soaring because we have reached another time in the human history, human race, and in technology. So we are currently preparing for a next run of 10 years, a new cycle. So that means new money, guys. Basically, you have to have all those. You just have to have them in your portfolio. I cannot tell you guys enough. You have to have those big guys in your portfolio, but that doesn't mean you have to buy them at those high levels, because if we see what Meta has been done in 14 months to be exact. So Meta was around $80 back in November 2022, and now it's all the way up $468 per share, and that in like 14 months. Because Meta is a very data-driven company, a lot of AI, generative AI, and yeah, they basically are making bank. So these are those stocks that you really want to have. Google. So we have to prepare, guys. So what does AI can mean for us is it has a lot of developments. A lot of companies are integrating artificial intelligence. There's a new type of AI. Generative AI is now attracting huge investments and generating a lot of excitement since the launch of ChatGPT in November 2022. So in response to this rapid development, tech giants including Microsoft, Alphabet, Surface now have announced plans to integrate generative AI into their products, with venture capital investors are pouring billions into startups to build new products and solutions. So guys, that's what I'm saying you. There's a new money is coming, new money, and we have to do our due diligence on those new monies. We already, to be exact, we already in this bull run, if you ask me. So we already in this bull run, if you ask me, but we still can continue. We still can continue. We still can continue, if you ask me. So we already in this bull run because they already passed the all-time high of the QQQ back in November 2021, and now we at 437 for the QQQ. And it's money, man, guys. It's money. NASDAQ composite, it's at near the all-time high, but we have to do our due diligence on those new products and new developments, new technology. So yeah, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to do your due diligence. So what will capture the most value in the chain? It's clear that the infrastructure companies, semiconductors, hyperscaler to enable this technology are the absolute winners. I can't tell you guys enough how important. I'll just tell you guys, we have to have the Nvidias and the AMD because those are delivering those chips. Tesla has been telling that they have to Meta been telling that it wants more Nvidia chips by the end of the year, and it has made an order of a few $1 billion. So we have to be aware of those companies and what they are doing. So which kind of sector stocks did it great in 2023? Well, obviously it's technology at number one. It had a percentage of 9.77%. Number two is services, and number three is retail. Those are the sectors that did it great, best performing sectors. And the screening by industry was internet services, social media, 22%. Semiconductors, I've been telling you guys, 16.5, 59%. Broadcasting, media, and cable TV, 16%. Then we got stock market winners. Obviously, Nvidia, I already told you guys, with the chip, and then Meta platform with the whole AI. And then we got semiconductor Taiwan at number 5. So it's pretty accurate, guys. Advanced AMD at number 12. I still think AMD has still fuel in the tank, but we have to wait and see. Well, that's obvious. Is the chart, guys. Yeah, Nvidia, Meta Platinum been doing it great. So these are the sectors that have been doing it great. Technology, obviously. So we have to wait and see what's gonna be and what's gonna mean for us. So let me see. Yeah, I already told you the economy is entering a new super cycle driven by AI. The AI boom helped tech companies rule the market last year, with firms like Nvidia and Meta notching triple-digit gains in their stock price. While the sector has stumbled to start 2024, Wall Street is optimistic about where AI will lead markets, especially as the technology begins to bleed into all sectors. Yeah, that's correct. Technology been bleeding in all sectors. Healthcare, the electric vehicle industry. So we have to patiently wait and see what's gonna happen. Okay, so a quick review on that. So my next subject is a very interesting one, and we can back to what I was saying. We cannot forget the cybersecurity stocks, and this is the ETF of the cybersecurity iHack. As you can see, it had a low back in January 2023, and now we're going up. It's already past the November 21 all-time high, so it's up. And I'm still a big fan of Palo Alto, but as you can see, the stock is basically, it's already gone, and I'm not chasing, so I have to wait. And also the 49th, well, we have to wait what those stocks gonna do. So the intrinsic price is here around $55, so it went up. We have to wait and see what those stocks. And Splunk also a big player. I was watching this one back when it was $80, and I missed this one, guys, to be honest. So you cannot always win, but I'm very happy that I basically I work with Splunk, and I'm trying to get a degree in Splunk. The application, because I work in the cybersecurity sector, and I was like, yo, I like this company and what they're doing. So I was checking their numbers around here, and then all of a sudden it soared from the 80, 70 area all the way to 150. So I also have to do my due diligence on those stocks, and as you can see, you cannot always win, but I'm pretty happy that I just did my due diligence and saw how this chart basically rose. Okay, so the next subject that I want to talk with you guys is basically an interesting one. So we're currently in 2024, and we have election. And basically what stocks always do in the election year, they're basically doing it great. As you can see, this is information of how the index returns the S&P 500 on a presidential election year. And it goes all the way back to 1928. So as you can see, at the current president at the time was Hoover, and when the election year was in 1928, the S&P 500 had a total return of 43%. And then in 1952, we had Eisenhower. It had a return of 18.4%. And Nixon, 1968, 11%. 1980, President Reagan, 32%. So as you can see, every time we're in election year, the S&P 500 is doing it great. So they have 23 elections since the S&P 500. 19 of the 23 years, 83% provided positive performance. When a Democrat was in office and a new Democrat was elected, the total return was 11%. When a Democrat was in office and a Republican was elected, the total return was 12.9%. So that means when we switch from parties, that also have influence on what the year is going to do, what the S&P 500 is going to return. So this year is 2024. We have Biden of the Democrats, and we have Trump. So what is going to be. Are we going to have a nice return on are we going to have a nice return? So what the polls are saying for now is that Trump is leading. I already thought that, but I wanted the picture of those guys in front of you. So who of those guys gonna win? Is it Trump? Is it Biden? I really don't care. I'm not very into politics. I read a few things, try to educate myself is what's going on in the world, but I'm not into politics that real. I'm just very focused on what's happening and developments. So is this the year that Trump's coming back in office? He's still leading by the poll, as you can see at the current date today, 10th of February 2024. But are we going to have a big return? And I do think we can have a big return because it's a great year, guys. It's 2024. It's a spiritual year. It's the year of the dragon, the Chinese calendar. And 2 + 2 + 4 is 8. It's an infinity number. So I'm very positive what's going to bring for me this year. So as we continue, we have to pull up the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 obviously had a good start. Had a good start in my opinion, but not what everyone was expected. So so last year was a year with 10% gain in the previous year, 2023. So this is a composite of the election year and election years when 10% gains was affected in the previous year. So given the Fed's interest rate projections, market sentiment indicates risky behavior, investors may reasonably expect the S&P index to reach new highs soon. So what I think that's going to happen, and if we have to believe those old charts, is that we currently in the second week of February 2024, and as you can see, we went all the way up. Only Tesla didn't had a great start of 2024, but the rest of those stocks and sectors did it great. So I do think we could reach all the way, as you can see, at the top of mid-February. So that's the next week ahead. And then we have a correction all the way till March. And when we have a correction till March, we're going to have a rally. And then the next correction of this year is likely to going to happen in October, September, as you can see. So this could be the obvious planning for me. So what's going to happen, and I'm not an investor who's going to short. I did it before, but I'm not a big fan of shorting those stocks. What I basically do is buy those stocks when they're reaching a support level, and I just add on my portfolio. So this is what I think is going to happen. We're going to have a peak, and the gray line is all elections since 1950, and the blue one is one with the previous year 10% gain. So I do think that this likely is going to happen, and we have to prepare for that. So that's something that I want to share with you guys. And what it's basically going to look like is this. You're going to have a correction like March. You're going to have a correction if we March, April. Okay, so March, April. So we're going to have a correction. And then all the way up till October. So let me erase this one. So this is what it basically is going to do. Yeah, we're going to have a correction here until March, and then we go all the way up, and let me see what the price is going to be. all the way up around 5,600 points for the S&P 500, and then we're gonna have a correction back. So that's basically what this composite is telling us. We're gonna have a top next week, February, and then a correction between March and April this year, and then a rally all the way up till the end of this year, September, October. And that's the same period when we're in the election. And what we see is during the election, so pre-election, post-election, and during the election is when there is a rally. And it doesn't matter who is the president. If it is a Democrat, if it is a Republican, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, but I'm pro-Trump. I really want Trump back in office. So we have to be patiently waiting and see what's really gonna happen. So this is my bias of what I think is gonna happen. I hope you learned something today. Don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel, and yeah, let's get this money. It's gonna be a great year, and we're working hard to be financial free and not to work for money and not to invest our time for money or change our time for money. And yeah, I hope you learned something today, and I hope to see you guys in the next video, and stay invested. With that being said, Trump 2024, and we out. Peace.